Ladies and gentlemen, this is RJ Next Play Network as we are set for Friday Night Lights as Columbus Aviators kick off to DC. It'll be winless no more. Who gets their first win of the season? The defending champions, DC Defenders, or the new incomers, Columbus Aviators? Now, let's get to it. Our intro. We are back. Winless no more. Columbus DC collide. To Amu. He puts Scott in motion. He gives it to Jackson. And Jackson will get a gain of 3. Now, what's up with Fox graph? If you look at Fox, that shouldn't be separated like that. Players to watch. DC, Deion Jackson. And wide receiver, Ty Scott. And for Columbus, Ron Stone Jr. And their quarterback, Tamu. He passes it to the tight end. And the tight end gets the first down. Gain of about 7. Hold on, guys. Let me try to see if I put this on. Okay, it's on. All right. They are almost across midfield. All they need is 1 yard, and it's a fake. Can they get it to Powell? And Powell makes the catch. The former Kansas City Chief. Welcome back, Powell. Good job by Powell there. That was 30 yards. He gives it back to Powell. Powell loses a gain of about 4 to 5. And now there's a penalty on the play. Unsportsmanlike unlike conduct on number 29 defense, so that back yardage will not count. Automatic first down DC. Now, I wonder why. How could that the UFL only has 8 teams, even though that they could have just put like all their teams together, and then the league would have been more longer. But can the defenders punch into the end zone? It's now 1st and goal. This has been a very quick drive for them, but can they punch it in for the touchdown? Ta'amu, 1st and goal. Can he find anybody on a crosser? And he gets sacked. Who else? Ron Stone Jr. Wow. What a great play by Ron Stone Jr. And this is why big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. This may be the first quarter, but DC has a chance to punch it in in a very quick drive. So I think that Columbus needed that sack. And don't forget, they are across the 50, but they may not be in field goal range as Tamu's pass for Powell has been incomplete. And there's another penalty on the play. Don't forget, Columbus can challenge it, but If they challenge it, they'll have no more challenges for the remainder of the game because they changed their rules now that it'll be only one challenge because you could challenge anything on the field. So that's why it's only back to one challenge. But I kind of miss the two challenge rule. Because when you have two challenges, for like you at least have two chances, one in the first half and one in the second half that could benefit your team. DC. They put QD in motion. They give it to Deion Jackson. Jackson has a hole. Can he find a lane? He'll be down at the 3-yard line with 11:53 to go in the first. Yeah, and don't forget, guys, don't forget to always stay healthy because there was a point in time for that I really was skinny. But then I ate more, and then I lost weight, and now I'm back to being in shape as it is second goal for DC. They give it to Jackson. Jackson, can he find the lane? Pushing, and the ref blows the whistle before he was officially in. So it's third and goal at the 1-yard line. And if you look at this, the UFL has changed their rules. You can't assist a running back for more yardage. Like the NFL, it's a little bit more different now. But it's third and goal from the 1-yard line. Can DC get in? They have an extra lineman in. Third and goal to Amu, hands it off to Jackson. And he's in. Touchdown, DC. What a good opening drive for the DC defenders for the touchdown. For the person that is watching right now, thank you. Or for any people that is watching right now, I don't know, but I think it tells me. But for whoever's watching, thank you. Kick is up, kick is away, and it's good. DC 7, Columbus 0. Powell, opening catch that set it up. Be back after the short break. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. DC up by 7. Kick is away. And it's a touchback. Let's see for McClendon. And the first home game for the Aviators has in them. Last week in Orlando, 21 of 32, 212, and rushed for 30 yards. That's not a bad stat, but had a chance to have a game-winning drive with 106 remaining. But in order for you to get in the NFL, you have to have at least because you only have like 10 weeks in the regular season, and then you got 2 extra after that. So you only have 10 weeks, and that should give you at least 3 game-winning drives or 4 game-winning drives. And if your team makes the playoffs, then that's 1 or 2 extra game-winning drives. So total for you this season should be 5 or 6. And intended for Chowatawa. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. The last 13 years since high school for Jaden McClendon, 13 starts. The last 13 years since high school. 13 starts. 13 starts. That is not a lot of starts. But so that means he didn't get enough playing time in college. If he was in the NFL, he probably in a preseason played 1 or 2, maybe 3 games. Have to hand it off to White, and White gets a gain about 4. And now in the UFL, he's starting to get his chance. So, players to watch. On offense, Zaquan White and Tay Martin. For the defense, Derek Robertson and Garden Conley. Third and 6, and it's caught by Martin for the first down. Ooh, that could have been to the house too. Oh my God, that could have been to the house. And they're going for hurry up here. McClendon, fake it to White. He throws it to Martin again. And that'll be a gain of at least 5. Because that was a diving catch. All right, 2nd and 5, 8:30 to go in the first. McClendon, he passes it to the tight end, and the tight end gets the first down. Doing some shaking and baking for a gain of a 7. Sure, 7. And let me just say, commentating and reaction, it's not easy because you have to know all of the players' names from these teams. And if you don't know, but then you wait to hear for the announcers to hear it. But to do all these, the graphicking is hard. And the ball is tipped in by Jarrison Kidd. We heard his name a couple of times last week. And if you hear their offensive coordinator, Todd Haley, on Sunday night, 22 seasons as an NFL coach. He was my team's former head coach from 09 to 11, and now he's with the UFL. So that's not a bad resume. NFL coach for 22 years, more than 2 decades. I mean, that's still impressive. McClendon takes off, and he'll get the first down. Columbus, they could score on their first drive. That is the one thing that I could see. Like Columbus almost scored on their first 3 drives last week. So they have the offense to do it. But I don't think they have but do they have the offensive coordinator to do it? I mean, Todd Haley, he is a good coach. Played 22 years in the NFL, which I think that's why of life, like that they can score on 3 drives, but they just can't punch it in the red zone. As they give it to Zachary Wright in motion, they give it to Wells. Wells gets the first down. Now, who are my four to make it to the playoffs? Obviously, Birmingham, because that's my team. If the defending champs lose, then that changed. But who do I think? I think at least one of the new incomers will make the playoffs. I think at least one of the new incomers will make it. Orlando, their defense impressed me. Their offense, if they had Dorman Thompson as Robinson as a starting quarterback, then I would pick them. But they have Jack Plummer, which he isn't a bad quarterback. He beat a top 10 Notre Dame, so he's not a bad quarterback, as that pass was incomplete. Intended for more. But I really like commentating football. It's my dream, it's my passion. And I know that like everybody in the world has at least a dream or passion. And, but some of them only achieve it a little much because it's hard. You have to do all this training, all of the things that you don't want to do in order to achieve your dream, but you have to because you want to. White! Can White get the edge? White! He'll get at least a gain of 9. But I really like doing this, and I thank you guys for just subscribing, getting the views, like telling everybody about my channel. Because this is a really good channel, and we only started like just this year, so obviously it has to grow a lot. But yeah, 3rd and 2 for Columbus. They give it to White. White gets the first down. Gain of 3. This isn't a bad first drive, but can they punch it in? Last week, we saw them in Orlando. DJ Khaled, halftime show, all of that. That halftime show was perfect. I watched it. It was so fun. But in their 3rd drive, they couldn't punch it in. And that drive was a long drive. That took about 86 yards in 8 minutes, and they couldn't punch it in. And that drive is what mostly killed them. That drive is where that they didn't punch it in, which is why that they had to do a late game-winning drive for a touchdown to send this game to either overtime or go for the win. And the pass is incomplete. But that's why they had to do. If they would have scored on their last drive before the end of the first half, they could have had a game-winning field goal or possibly a game-winning field goal to go to overtime. I'm sorry, not game-winning field goal, and a regulation field goal to send the game to overtime. But because that they didn't score on that drive at all, they didn't have that chance. Just why that they were down by 7. 1 second left on the play clock. They get the snap off. McClendon runs, and that is a touchdown. Welcome home, Columbus. Welcome home, Columbus. As they set off the fireworks in that stadium with 3:46 to go in the first. Columbus football is back. Now this offense seems like a pretty good offense. All that they have to do is just punch it in the end zone and they'll be good. Kick is up, kick is away, and kick is good. We have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday Night Lights. But Glendon takes it in for 4 or 5. 7-7. 3:46 left. Back after this. See what DC can do on their second drive as Abram Smith returns it. He gets a gain of about at least 20. First and 10, Jackson in the backfield to Amu. He gives it to Jackson. Jackson finds a hole. Can he get the first down? He can. Pushing for at least a gain of 13 to 14. First down, DC. First and 10. Give it. Abram Smith. Gain of 4. No, Abram Smith, he is a very good running back. In the XFL, I think he was the offensive player of the year. If he wasn't the offensive player of the year, then he definitely won I think he won the rushing title. I think he had between 900 yards or just over 1,000 yards. They got Abram Smith in the backfield. That was a gain of 5. Can he get the first down? It'll be a gain of at least 3. So 3rd and 2. Third and 1, gain of 4. What can DC do here? They can still punt it here if they don't get it. But if they get the first down, they can't. They gave it to Abram Smith. He gets the first down. Gain of at least about 10 to 13. First down, DC. There is the Abram Smith that we seen 3 years ago. That is the Abram Smith that we want to see. That is the Abram Smith that I want to see. Because I think that last year, I honestly think for that he gained some weight. He might have gained muscle, but I think he gained weight. Ta'amu fix it, and he almost get Collad's gain of 3, and a flag comes out. Late hit by Woods. But don't forget, the refs could talk about it. They could talk about it. So they could give the penalty off because it was an awkward late hit. Ta'amu, he wasn't fully down. And if he's not down all the way, it could still be a helmet-to-helmet contact. The knee doesn't, and the elbows don't have to be down right away. And they decided to give that rule, and they have decided that it will be a defensive run, and it will be personal foul on Woods. Late hit. But if it was just like... That's tough as a defender, though. They hand it off, and it'll be a gain of at least 2 to 3. And that was Valaday. I think I heard the name Holiday. Peoples Jones, Valaday, Ocho Cinco, all these combining names. As they hand it to Valaday, to gain of at least about one, has nowhere to go. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Tie game 7-7. DC's driving. Be back after this. We are back. 7-7. Second quarter on the way. First, here are the stats. 55 rushing yards for DC, 31 for Columbus. 3rd and 7 for Ta'amu and the DC offense. They put Valada and almost intercepted. Intended for QT, and DC will have to kick the field goal. Don't forget, DC last week they only scored 10 points because they literally quickly because they scored points on their first two drives and then they completely stalled out and didn't score on any drive. turnover, punt after punt after punt, backed up way too much as DC is up by 3. Be back after this. Are back. Can Columbus get as White? Can he get past the 30? He does. So 70 yards to go for Jada McClendon in their offense. This is their second drive. Like, this is just their second drive.
I think you're both being judged by the mascot in the background. That's right. That's the new mascot, right? Do we know? Do we have a name yet? Maverick. And it's a dog. And it's a dog. And it's a dog. Love it.
Now let's see for what that Columbus can do here is 1st and 10. McClendon, he gives it to White. White, he loses about at least 3 to 4.
Brandon Smith is a good player. Played a lot at Penn State before going to Baylor for his last year. In fact, his linebacker mate Curtis Jacobs, and they played together at Penn State. Brandon is an instinctive player. You saw that. He's 6'3", 244. He's rangy. He ran right through the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle for loss on first down.
Now let's see for what Columbus could do as it is 2nd and 14 for Jada McClendon. McClendon, he fakes, hands it off, he passes it to the tight end, and he'll get about at least 3. So 3rd and 11. Could this be a quick 3 and out for DC? I think that they're going to most likely come with the blitz because it's 3rd and long.
All right, let's go. Hey, let's go. Games 51 Rover. Well, a nice little cat and mouse game here tonight with the coordinators because there's a lot of familiarity between Blake Williams and on the opposite side, Todd Haley, the offense coordinator. Hey, hurry.
Jalen McClendon, 3rd and 11. McClendon, he runs. Can he get the first down? He can. First down, gain of 13 for Jalen McClendon. People have to watch Jalen McClendon. He may be tall, and he looks like a vertical, stable pocket quarterback, but he is a mobile, vertical runner quarterback. Like, people need to remind him. He's tall. So he's also very hard to tackle. McClendon has 3 rushes for 29 yards. Last week he had 30 yards total. And we're in the second quarter. What can Jada McClendon do? He hands it off to Lovett. And Lovett there's a penalty on the play. And I also like their running back combination. They got Toa Tawa, they got Lovett, and they got Zaquandre Wright. Oh, and it was a horse collar by Robertson. I think that's a 10-yard, 15-yard penalty, so that's a first down.
Right on the back of that jersey and then just drags him down. There it is right there. That's a good call. I didn't see that.
But I do like DC Defenders uniform. So that means that they do not have the white and red uniform. Because instead of DC's uniform being Project Rock, it is now New Era. So that means that I don't think The Rock is the co-owner anymore. Because their jerseys, it would have been Project Rock. And Lovett gets a gain of 1.
Here's our coordinators.
Todd Haley and Blake Williams. It looks like they have a lot of history. Blake Williams, he was the defensive coordinator on last year's championship team. Obviously, every year a team is not going to be the same, and if you do have most of your rosters, then that's good. And maybe you could have that rebuilding every championship team, but right now you don't think so. McClendon, can he get the first down? And he'll get at least about gain of 3. So 3rd and 6 with 11:05 to go in the first half. And on Sunday, the Birmingham Stallions and Houston Gamblers will be on NFL Network. The halftime performer is ludicrous. But why is it on NFL Network? 3rd and 6 for Columbus. They give it to Martin, and Martin gets a gain of 4, but short. So it'll be 4th and 2. Will they go for it, or are they in field goal range? Do they trust their kicker enough? And it looks like that they're going to go off the field, and they trust their kicker.
All right, he made 3 last week, 3 for 3, in fact.
And this kick, I think it's all of his kicks were under 40. Wait, at least one of them might have been in the 50. At least 2 of them were under 40. This one is 51. And it's no good. So it looks like all of his kicks were under 40 because he hasn't made a kick under 50, and that is his first miss of the year. And Robertson tapped the specialist team, and DC still up by 3. Their defense gets the hold. more than 10 points this week. 9:44 left in the first half. And Ta'amu, he'll get the first down. That might be a gain of 17. And that could have been to the house. That could have been to the house right there. All that he needed was one more blocker. That could have been put to the house. As they are past midfield. So they can't punt it no more. And they hand it off to Jackson, and Jackson he'll get a gain about at least 6. So don't forget, DC cannot punt it no more. If they trust their kicker, well, their kicker did make a 60-yarder, so they do have a pretty strong kicker. So I think that in this distance with their kicker, they'll probably be fine because he can make those type of kicks. 2nd and 5, they hand it off to Deion Jackson. Jackson will gain about at least 4. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Ta'amu has 4 of 5 for only 37 yards. And McClendon, he only has about 45 yards. So no quarterback has hit over 100. And if you add them total combined, it's not even for 100 yards. It may be for about like 69 to 77 yards. So they hand it off to Deion Kane, for Deion Jackson, and he gets stuffed by Columbus's D-line. And that was Stopkins. Yep. And is he calling? They're actually going to go for this. It's 4th and 3. I think that they're going to most likely run an RPO or maybe a fake quarterback keeper. But he is lined up behind the center, and it is an RPO. And they get the first down by Cornell Powell, the former Chief. I knew it that would be an RPO because he was lined up behind the center. On 4th down, if a quarterback is lined up behind the center, he will do an RPO. So he thought that he was going to go to Valladay, but he found Powell in the flat for the first down. They hand it off to Valladay. He if he would have stayed on his feet, that could have been something. Gain of 5.
Run the football at a single safety as much as they're doing right now, but Aviators are playing a single safety look, which means that they should have a
gain of 6. Tom, is 5 of 6 for 41 yards. This drive, they have rushed 5 times and only punted once. 2nd and 4 for Tabu. They give it to Valladay. He gets the first down. That could have been a touchdown also. Lawson just got him. As long as a running back finds a hole. Because if you want to be a running back, you got to have patience. That's the one thing. You got to have patience for you to find a hole. Because if you go fast, it might be good, but you could also get a big hit. And that could cause a concussion. As Valladay, he'll get a gain of 8.
Just inside the 10-yard line, gain of 8. They're close to 100 yards on the ground already, this DC team. I mean, they've come out and had some real urgency up front.
Well, when will Columbus use Toa Tawa? Because Toa Tawa for Michigan, they had the right thing, which is why it sucks for them to not have a Michigan team. But the only reason for that is because they just didn't have it. 5:13 left. Columbus takes a timeout. they're starting to run the ball more. Because last week they were trying to pass it in the air, and their offensive line haven't been able to block the UFL Defensive Player of the Year as they hand it off to Valaday. Valaday gets the first down. He gets more. Touchdown, DC. Valaday, Xavier. And DC scores more than 10 points of the season for the first time. This is why, like that, they are the defending champions because they could do so well in these games. They do so well in these games. They may not have Chris Rowland to do that anymore. But like in their scream game, but they do have Valaday for both. Touchdown DC. 5:11 to go. What can Columbus do here? Can this game be a high-scoring, close game? I hope it is. Get it. Kick is up. Kick is good. There's a penalty on the play, but it was an offside on the defense. Penalty only count on um on extra points for when the team is down by 1. And they are rolling up by 10. Back after this. What can DC do? So Conjuring White gets stopped, and the whistle was already blown dead.
See when he's caught the ball as Jalen McClendon comes back up the field. He's did everything on their offense today. Yeah, he really has. He's thrown the ball well. There's a nice little crossover on that's the Tate Martin, who had a big first series, but he's also used his legs very effectively, running for a first down right there. And this was that drop play right up the middle. Beautiful call by Todd Haley, and he's able to get himself into the end zone. But again, this is a crucial series, and this is where, as a quarterback, you really have to be on your best.
This is a crucial series.
36 yards. He's carried the ball 4 times for 32 and a touchdown. But this is where you got to be on your best right here.
Hand it off to Toa. Toa gets the first down. Hurdles. Gain of 12. Toa lost some weight.
Here you can see that burst on the outside, a great cut right there, getting himself free and all the way across the line to gain for a first. Yeah, led the league in rushing touchdowns last season.
Last year, Michigan, 6 touchdowns. That led the league. McClendon gets sacked. Loss of 4.
Well, Todd Haley was talking about big boy in them, and that was a big boy rush right there. That was just a bull rush straight back into the backfield and right into the chest of Jalen McClendon. That is a beautiful job by Maxwell. Played his college ball at Chattanooga. He had a sack last week from the interior. Already 2 sacks on this young season from an interior defensive lineman. That's doing some work right there. Loss of 8 on the play.
Second 18 for the Aviators. McClendon. Nowhere to go. No gain.
Right here, you get to do all those blocks. Page 53 buzz. Page 53 buzz. Tell him page 53 buzz. So you got all go from the offense. That's going to be 4 vertical routes here. Typically, if you get 1 safety, you're going to 3-2 on the middle.
1 second left on the play clock. They get the snap off. 3rd and 18. It's a crosser by Moore. Can Moore get the first down? So close. It'll be 4th and 1. Gain of 18. Wow, what a play. It was a 3rd and 17. What a play. If he hadn't stumbled, he probably would have gotten it, but he barely would have gotten it, as that defender was right there. But if he stumbles next time, you reach for the ball. You reach. And DC takes a timeout. That was a good play. As they were doing hurry up, they get the snap off. Moore comes on a crosser. It was a crosser play. And all that, they got blockers. The defender missed it. And don't forget, there will be football on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't had football on Tuesday since COVID. That is the last time that we've had football. The last time that we've had football on a Tuesday, it was COVID when the Titans faced the Bills. That was the last time that we had football on Tuesday. And I get it, we do have football on Tuesdays in college, like for D1 MAC. 4th and 1. It's a play action, and it's incomplete. McClendon missed Toa, and that will be turnover on downs, and DC gets the ball on the plus side of the 2-minute warning.
That's a first down right there, and as a quarterback, you gotta prepare. If you're gonna run that little rollout off the play action,
oh my! Columbus, they have a good offense, but do they need a good offensive coordinator to use it well? Because give all credit to Todd Haley, but he isn't like he knows for what he's doing. But if someone else was the offensive coordinator, they'd probably be doing really good because he knows how to use McClendon.
Getting the ball at the Columbus 41.
First and 10 for DC. 23 seconds before the 2-minute warning. They fake it. And it's caught by Jackson. And it's first and goal. And this is the 2-minute warning of the first half. Wait. The whistles were blowing. Is this a penalty?
Right here, you can see he goes right into the flat, and then he just takes off on the wheel right down the sideline. Beautiful ball by Tamu. Good patience right there. Finally gets some time in the pocket, and he's able to deliver a strike. I love that call coming right off of that fourth down stop. Get aggressive, a little creativity there with a wheel route. Brock Tamu, even though they're running it well, he's throwing it very well.
Yeah, and you almost feel like, and you said this earlier, Joel, you and Kurt were talking
The
about
whistles were blown for some reason.
it is the opener. There is no preseason game.
Oh, wait. Okay, and now it's going. So this is the 2-minute warning. Be right back after this. Tomorrow, Saturday night, Louisville versus Orlando. Then on Sunday, on NFL grounds. No, I did not see this coming. I didn't think that the NFL would have the UFL like be broadcasted on their show. As Deion Jackson gets in for a touchdown. Touchdown, DC. It is now they extend to their 2-possession game. Ball is down. Kick is up, and a free kick is good. Now DC extends their lead to 17. Deion Jackson, 13-yard touchdown. DC 24-7. 1:56 left to play. He started to get into the championship grounds. Columbus has the offense to score the touchdown. I don't know what's going on with their offensive coordinator or their offensive line or Jada McClendon's passing game. Last week, 10 points. Tonight, 24. Total yards, 153. Tonight, 183. In rushing yards, I believe 113 or 1 in the 120s and 30s. And all of them for DC have been in the first half. White gets clobbered by King. Oh my God. That is a football Texas State hit. Let's play the music and the saxophone. First and 10 for Jaden McClendon. McClendon went in the backfield. Give it to Kiki Chisholm for the first time tonight. Gain of about 7. So now I'll admit. They gotta go hurry up with 1:35 and counting to go. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3, McClendon. And the ball is tipped in by Robertson. Third and 3 for Jada McClendon. And the pass is incomplete. DC's pressuring them now. This is what that they should have done to St. Louis last week. But both defenses were clicking, and St. Louis offensive line is really good. And that was Edzoma on that hit.
You got it. I'll give it to you tonight here in St. Louis. That's right. You win, and it's Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams.
As Columbus will punt with 125 left, and DC has 2 timeouts and not 1 challenge. Are you sure that you should give the ball to DC for when they have a 17-point lead? I wouldn't do that. Oh, the ball is muffed! The ball is muffed! Does Columbus have it? And they have it! Columbus has the ball back after a muffed punt! Columbus is very lucky here on Friday Night Lights for the UFL. Columbus got lucky. They get the ball back. Wow. What? And that was by QT. QT. Personally, does QT deserve to be on the DC Defenders? Well, looks like he does. I think he has an NFL background, which I know he wants to reach it. And the ball is intercepted! No, it's not intercepted. It was not intercepted. It almost was, but it wasn't. And now it was caught by the offensive line, Nelson. Wow. That counts as a reception for an offensive lineman, so congratulations to him. But there is a penalty on the play because you can't pass it to an offensive lineman. But even though that the ball was tipped. But luckily but the offensive lineman, he saved an interception, so you can't really blame him. He saved an interception. So you can't really blame him. As there's 106 left in the first half. What a turn of events. This could help Columbus here. And Columbus, they get the ball to start the second half. So they kind of need this here as a momentum for halftime.
Alistair Black, who's a master of mind games and mind scrambling kicks. A recent exchange with Matt Cardona has brought us to this moment. Alistair Black against Cardona right here, SmackDown in St. Louis. That's next.
A face mask number 23. So it was a foul because of the offensive lineman catch. It was a foul because it was a face mask and personal foul by number 23. I believe it was after the play was over. That was Jacobs.
So there's already a flag out for a face mask and then the shove. So then there's
First attempt for Jaden McClendon. He passes it to White. Can White get the first down? He can, but there's another penalty on the play. And I think that was Jaden McClendon. He took a late hit. This will be roughing the passer on Robertson, as the refs are waiting to announce it. But did he get the ball off? Ooh, he did get the ball off, but oh yeah, that draws a penalty because he went full body weight on him and the helmet hit the ground. So that is a personal foul because the helmet did hit the ground. Oh my, wow. This could help Columbus in a big way. They get the ball to start the second half, so this could help the penalty in a big way. Last week, you saw the DC defenders were having anger issues, and that's how that St. Louis won, because on defense, they weren't playing as a team. On offense, they weren't just getting anything going. So
trying to get points now. They get the ball to start the second half, so they can close this gap quickly.
That's right. You know, a touchdown here and a touchdown to start the third quarter. You talk about a 24-21 game, a game that felt like it was downhill in one direction. You know, for DC, all the momentum that.
But why are we talking the what if it's not happening? Let's just talk to now and see if Columbus can get a touchdown here to have a chance for this game to be a one-score game in the third quarter. But DC, QT, if QT would have caught the ball, then I think that DC would have been up by 24 as we would have gone to the half. Because of a muff punt, now this game could change in a hurry. And then for Columbus, fans won't have to leave their home opener. This is good for them. They are at the 10-yard line. White is in the backfield. White jukes. Can he get the touchdown? He hurdles, and he can! Touchdown, Columbus! The Quadre White. That was QT that got the muff punt. Multiple fouls on Jacobs and Robertson. Personal fouls on DC defenders' defense. And that led to the touchdown for Columbus. 24-13. They have the offense to do it. Columbus, they have the offense to do it. Like, they have the offense to do it. As long as they have good coaching, they're good. And they take advantage of penalties. Kick is up, kick is away, and kick is good. Now it is a 10-point game. With 55 seconds left. Touchdown, Columbus. because Cole did not get the ball in the zone area. So DC will now get the ball at the 40-yard line. So, and because it's that their kicker can kick a 60-yard field goal, which he's the only kicker to have done that this year. Kickoffs from 30-yard line, landing zones, receiving team's 20-yard line to goal line. Touchback spots, 40-yard line if spot doesn't land in the zone, and 20-yard line if it lands in the end zone. So now DC will get the ball at the 40-yard line. That is a really big change because now all they need is 10 yards to pass midfield. And then they could possibly be in field goal range. All they need is 15 to 20 yards. Oh, that was almost a bad mistake. And it's intercepted by Columbus. Oh, my God. As he hurdles. And there's still 48 seconds left. And they still have 3 timeouts. Whoa, oh, my God. As soon as QT. Oh, yo. If Columbus could score here, I may have just had a vision, not like Ravens home. Oh, shit. Excuse me for my language. God damn. Because it would have been a bad snap because it overheaded Jordan Ta'amu and he did not see the safety, but because he saw Ty Scott open, so the safety would just be in a backdrop. Safety picked it off, but Lawson is hurt, but he did pick it off. So this is good for Columbus to try to see if they could either be down by 3 or be down by 1 or be down by 7 at the end of the first half. So this is good for Columbus. But can they capitalize? Because this is a huge opportunity to get the ball to start the second half. So you could possibly either tie it up in the third quarter or lead it in the third quarter. So this is big. .48 seconds left for Columbus. McClendon, he gives it to White, and White gets at least 3. And Columbus takes the timeout with 42 seconds left to go in the first half. Seven for Jalen McClendon. They put Wells in motion. McClendon passes it, and it's intercepted by Kidd. So both teams' quarterbacks threw an interception. As Kidd gets it done, the defenders hold as they bail Ta'amu out. Oh, and he had a chance. That pass wasn't. Wells and Chisholm both had a chance. But if you look at McClendon, that was the in lack of experience. Quarterbacks don't do that, and Kidd just took it off. You see, now we're starting to mention Kidd from the defenders' defense. But Columbus had a great opportunity after that muff punt and that it toe by their defense. could have been down by 3, but instead they will be down by 10. And ladies and gentlemen, this is halftime. I'm going to watch the halftime show. And yeah, this is halftime. See you on about 15-20 minutes. Later.
Induction ceremonies right around the corner. Vegas will be only live at Park MGM Friday, April 17th, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Of course, AJ Styles and Demolition, Stephanie Man, Dennis Rock, Psycho Sid, Matthews Brown, all getting in to the WWE Hall of Fame. Tickets go on sale via Ticketmaster. Get them there. A couple days later, you know what's happening. A massive showdown among the massive big men.
Oh, we're up by 30? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, it's a Triple H, the Hall of Famer, to step between them in the ring.
Right here, right back after this. Halftime. DC up by 10. Be back after the short break. As Moore gets past the 30 and gets to the 39, almost to the 40. What can Jalen McClendon? 10 of 18, 68 yards, and 1 INT. Zachwad White, 4 rushes, 21 yards, and a touchdown. And Tay Martin, 3 catches for 16, and McClendon a rush touchdown. We know that this offense has what it takes, but can they do good for what it takes? McClendon, 1st and 10. He rushes. Can he get the first down? He passes Jacobs for at least of a gain of 5.
Everybody's been doubting the relationship for so long.
Oh, sorry, gain of 6.
Including the irresistible forces pointing that out, and yet here they are.
Let me tell you about the DNA of Charlotte Flair. If you give Charlotte Flair an opportunity to win gold, she will be your friend for as long as that window is open, and it certainly is wide open with this duo of legends.
2nd and 4. Oh, and Lovett! He's still on his feet! Can Lovett! He gets to the 30, past the 30! Lovett did the same thing when he was on the Las Vegas Vipers. He also did the same thing for when Lovett was on the San Antonio Brahmas in that runner-up championship team. And then from when he couldn't do it in 2025 of last year, that's when that San Antonio Brahmas had Joshua Corbin. Lovett in the backfield. McClendon, he gets it to Lovett again, and he'll get at least a gain of 2. With 13:20 left in the third.
Conflicted as to what he should do. Challenge was put forward to give him the rematch, and that is indeed happening tonight. So Sammy risks everything, but the right thing to do to run it back. Sami Zayn below age will be coming your way.
Whole world of hurt here, realizing just why.
And that's what we saw in the Columbus in the opener last week. He only lost hard.
2nd and 8 for Jalen McClendon. McClendon, can he get the first down by using his legs? He slips a man and he gets a gain of 7. He was worried that he might get a hit to the head again, as he did earlier in the first half. But there is a penalty down, and it'll be holding on the offense, and it'll be 2nd down. So 10-yard penalty. So instead of 2nd and 8, so instead of 3rd and 1, it'll actually be 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 18. And that is a big loss. But just imagine if they would have scored at the end of the first half, then this would have been a great opportunity for them to take the lead as they are driving quickly down the field. Yep, and it is 2nd and 18. We check us up on the play clock. McClendon. They are past the 50, and it's called by Wells. And Wells get at least about a gain of 9 to 12. Was a gain of 12, so it'll 3rd and 6, so 12 minutes in the third. So 12 minutes and counting. Can they get the first down, or can they at least put this game back to one possession after with them being down by 17? McClendon, and he is sacked. Wait, the ball was out. The ball was out, and DC recovers. And not a whistle was blown. Was he down? And no whistle was blown. Oh, no whistle was blown. This could be Columbus's ball. Oh my God! It is a first down for Columbus. The ref never blew the whistle. Oh my God! The ref never blew the whistle. It is still Columbus's ball, but they are going to review it just to make sure. I think that they are going to strongly review this to make sure that he was still up. Because did 75 touch him? Oh, he didn't got touched from when he was down. That's a live ball as he was celebrating. But Mike Pereira of the UFL command center is going to take a look at this. They are going to take a look at this, I believe, from Dallas, Texas. And that kind of looked like a Don Beebe. But, oh my God, if he wasn't down, that might be the craziest play of the year. So far, Columbus may be down by 10, but everything is kind of going their way for their offensive side. And DC, nothing is going their way for their defensive side, but they're still up by 10.
They did let the you let the play go through all the way, correct? Yes, we let him go all the way through. Recovered again by Columbus. Right. And then after the first fumble, he recovered it. He was touched, but his knee was up off the ground. So you're good. So you got a double change here, basically. Okay. First defense for Columbus, the field stands as well. Correct.
And so Columbus is going to get the ball back.
So Columbus is going to get the ball as the rule stands as called. So first down for Columbus. Oh my God, this is a game changer. And this is why that they say never celebrate too early, because it looked like Lovett pushed him to the ball, but his knee was But his knee was. Wow. Wow. But if Columbus scores a touchdown, then this could be a game blower. As DC blitz, they give it to Lovett, and Lovett gets tackled down, loss of about at least 7. And that was a tackle by Smith, and now DC, they're going to be playing hard. That was a loss of 6. But now, if I'm Columbus, I want to score here because this is a second chance. Because these second chances are very rare. They are very rare in football because you don't get these kind of second chances. This is crazy. 2nd and 16 for Columbus. Can they get the first down? And he didn't get it off. So it'll be delayed a game, 5-yard penalty. So it'll now be 2nd and 21. Now Columbus is going back because of that fumble. Imagine if that was a touchdown.
Starts in 13 years for Jalen McClendon. So this is a Herculean task for him just to try to settle himself down, much less the 10 others on the field. It's like a pitcher in baseball where the game is just sped up. This game is just so sped up. It's so
Jalen McClendon. He passes it to Moore, and that'll be 3rd down as Smith tried to strip him from the ball. But DC, they are now playing physical on this drive. Because this should have been their ball.
installation, something basic like day one installation stuff. Hey, run a curl flat. You've run curl flat since junior high. It doesn't, but the more intricate and exotic you get with your play calls, the more uncomfortable you're going to be as a player. There's Cardell Jones. He looks comfortable on his phone over there, 12 gauge.
3rd and 20 for Columbus. But Clinton, the ball is out. Can DC get it? They cannot. But Columbus will punt.
To decide what to do, cold to ball, but sure.
Don't forget, Columbus Aviators quarterback has only started 13 times in 13 years. So this is kind of very difficult for him because he doesn't really know for how to handle the ball, but he needs QBR training. Like, he needs QBR training. He needs it. Unless you want to learn quarterback from YouTube like Luis Perez did. And that's a big punt from the 40, caught by QT, and QT gets to the 50. Glad that this time he didn't muff it, because if he muffed it, then DC would have probably released him. Craziest games in UFL history now. This is a crazy game. DC throws a pick, then Columbus throws an interception, then QT muffs the punt, then Columbus gets the touchdown. But then Columbus gets the ball back because the play was never ruled dead. And great job by the referees at the command center of never ruling it dead. And that play was still alive, but the defender never knew, which is why you can't celebrate early and always have to wait until the whistle blows. Because that could happen to you. DC gets a snap off. 2nd and 8. Deion Jackson finds a hole. And will that be a touchdown? He's being chased. Touchdown! DC defenders. Deion Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Oh my God, what a change of events. Earlier on, DC, their defense hasn't been playing as a team, but their offense, their running game with Jackson, Smith, and Valladay are doing pretty well tonight. Deion Jackson, 2nd and 8, finds a hole. And he did not get tripped up. He did, but he was able to get the balance. He got the balance, and that is a touchdown. Now DC has 177 yards on the ground, as this is still a 2-possession game because DC's only up by 17. But they now expanded their lead to 17 again. Touchdown, DC. Be back after this. DC could be on their way to getting the first win as a defending champion. One 101 yards, but the UFL record has 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. No running back has had that. Even though I think they probably had, but I don't think like that they had 4 touchdowns. But Deion Jackson, it looks like he broke the UFL record. We have a UFL record broken back-to-back weeks. Back-to-back weeks. First, it was the quarterback, Austin Reed, with 376 yards passing. Now we have the rushing touchdown record broken in a game, and that's 3. What can McClendon do as their team is down by 17? They give it to Wells Jr. Wells spins. He gets hit and clobbered. The ball is out, and I think DC has it. Was he ruled down? And DC has the ball again. As number 7, Big Boy gets it. Yep, that ball is out. But can DC capitalize it and extend their lead from 17 to 24? And we're still and and we're still almost halfway done in the third. Six combined turnovers tonight. And DC is up by 17 because Columbus couldn't score at the end of the first half, which it would have done very good for them. And they couldn't score at the start of the third quarter, even though when they had a very good drive. Ta'amu as he'll slide down.
Mr. Anti-Toxicity himself, Kent Wilson. Sexy red behind me and the Kent Wilson in front of me. A man can only have so much happiness in one night, Joe Test. That's going to get better against the United States Championship rematch coming up. Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes.
As they hand it off to Izumima. And now it's third down with 6:50 left in the third.
And the Miz, if they win the goal tonight, now inching closer and closer to that tag to Damian Priest, the powerhouse of the team, denied once again. Wrapping those elbows down on R-Truth. Seen some of the offensive Kent Wilson over the years and during his time in NXT, and of course,
Ta'amu, he gets it to the tight end for the first time. He has blockers, and that will be a touchdown, DC. Braylon Moore. That was the same guy that had that one-handed catch against the Houston Roughnecks. Now DC extends their lead to 23. Now last week their defense was in shambles. And the start of the second half with that fumble, their defense was starting to be more in shambles. But then they cleaned it up and now they're up by 24. Wow. Nobody is there. And that was a very good screen. Like nobody was there. Nobody was even there. On a 3rd and 5. Kick is down, kick is up, and it's good. DC's up by 24 now. Wow. What a change of events we thought for Columbus. Now it's bad for Columbus as now they're doing the turnovers now on a big hit by the big boy. And then Moore just walks it in for the touchdown. DC on their way to their first win. 6 left in the third. Back after this. And McClendon, Toa, he's now real mad and he'll get the first down. Gain of 13. They need to use Toa more. They need to use him more. Jaden McClendon, 14 of 22, 81 yards, 0 touchdown passes, and 1 INT. They give it to Toa again, and he'll get still pushing, and that'll be a gain of 9.
Curses are real. Be a believer. Danhausen arrives. Meanwhile, R-Truth, AA, attitude adjustment. Yes.
2nd and 3. Can Toa get the first down? He can. He'll get more.
New champs. Be a believer, Baron. What is the left for me to do? There is no chemistry. That's referee. The Miz pulled him in and he was cursed. He's a chance. There's nothing wrong with it. Then you tell me why his right hand couldn't make a 3 count. Meanwhile, Graves, south of heaven.
1st and 10. And the ball was almost intercepted again. That ball was almost intercepted again. Number 17 just stayed back. This is what that the defenders have to know. See, the thing is, defenders don't stay back because they know sometimes the ball can tip right to them, but they can also tip backwards. 2nd and 10 for Jaden McClendon. They're past the 50, and he gets set, and he gets pressured and throws the ball away. Intended for Toa. 3rd down. With 4:18 left in the 3rd.
Dressed up in St. Louis tonight to find out who Randy Orton was talking to on the phone. And call me surprised, it was Pat McAfee. That's like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Oh, and it's called by Tay Martin for the first down.
You stoner, grifter, Logan Paul without muscles, human hat rack, fly by night. You're gonna get your receipt, and boy, I felt it. And I should have. You're a former NFL punter from Pat. You and everyone who represents you, and I know who I'm talking to, can kiss my ass.
1st and 10 for Jalen McClendon passes to Toa. He'll get a gain of 5.
That's what Randy Orton wants for his legacy. For 15, St. Louis's own Randy Orton. My mentor, my hero. When John Cena was the angel on my shoulder, he was the devil. This was simple. You keep saying it's not personal. And even Stephanie McMahon comes out here.
1st and 10. They hand it off to Toa. Toa stumbles a little bit. He'll get a gain of 2, so it'll be 3rd and 3 with 2:30 left in the 3rd.
Dark hair, the whole thing. The truth is better than my excuse usually is. I don't know if I know how to do it anymore. I got 2 kids. I got my dream job here in front of this audience here tonight. And that's what you want. You got Pat tagging all these sites that only exist because WWE is hot right now.
Second and third and 2, and it's incomplete, intended for the tight end. I go for it here. You're down by 24. It obviously makes sense. And you're in the red zone, so you kind of have to go for it here. I would do a play action. I get it. You want the points because you could go for the onside kick later, but I go for it here. I go for it here. Deep down inside, this might be your only chance to have a chance to come back anyway. Even though that DC will be backed up, but they are dog walking your ass right now, and you'll take any chance that you can get. 1 second left on the play clock, and they do not get the snap off. And Columbus takes their first timeout of the second half, which they might need later.
On the heels of how this evening started off with Randy Orton and Pat McAfee attacking him.
Fourth and 2. Yep, it is a play action pass, and it's Chisholm gets the first down. Chisholm gets the first down. But Clendon barely got it off, but he got the first. The DC defender number 7, Joe Wallace, he is doing a big number on their receivers. Yeah, so he did cross the line, but if his big frame was short, if he didn't have a big frame, Joe Wallace, he would have snuffed him. And Joe Wallace would have had another big stop for the DC defense again.
It is the weekend of miracles. So this is before you start to turn
First and goal for Columbus. 50 seconds in the third. Can they get in the end zone? But Clendon, it's a run keeper, quarterback keeper, and he'll get to at least the 4-yard line or to the 3. So they will need to snap it one more time before the third quarter ends. They will need to snap it one more time. But now you see some of the fans are now starting to leave because this might be a harder margin for them to even come back. They will need to snap it one more time. It'll be it's a pass, and it's called for a touchdown. And that's the tight end, Mac. Columbus needed that. as they get the touchdown. Aviators just at the third quarter ended. Whew, that was a close one, but they got it. What a good job by Jalen McClendon, delivering the ball perfectly on fourth down, just getting the ball off to Kiki Chisholm, and then on then on second and goal, giving it to Mac. This is the last play of the third quarter. Can they get the 2-point conversion to cut it to a 16-point lead for that they can go for 2 instead of the 3? It's a pass and almost caught by Taylor, but incomplete. It is the end of the third quarter. DC up by 18. We'll find out for who wins Friday Night Lights in the inaugural Columbus home game. We'll find out after this. DC up by 18. This is the end of the All right, we are back for the fourth quarter. DC up by 18, but it is still a 2-possession game because you could go for 3 in the UFL. So this is still a 2-possession game. As Holiday slips a tackle, he gets past the 30, but the whistle was never blown, so it might be a loss of 2.
Sami Zayn for the United States Championship of Pennsylvania. Here's the caveat. Sami Zayn has to win the next match here on SmackDown to go there, and it's defending right now against Carmelo Hayes. Win, and you are in. Sammy putting his status at
The fourth quarter begins at 10:40 Eastern Time. They give it to Abram Smith, and that'll be a gain of at least about 8.
It's on the line. Then instantly a rematch. Sammy hesitated for a moment, thought about it. The United States Championship match. Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes is underway. I understand the hesitation. It's not been a great.
They give it to Abram Smith again, and he'll get the first down.
Well, it's going to have to be a repeat this week if he's going to Mania. Up next, Zayn Hayes for the U.S. title. Following breaks and big news, NXT will be bringing one of its biggest PLEs, greatest wrestling cities in all the world, tomorrow. Get ready for a fight. NXT stands up in St. Louis. The stakes are high. The world is watching. And only the
They hand it off.
stands and deliver.
Smith.
NXT stands and deliver tomorrow.
Appreciate head coach Shannon Harris taking time to get some insight on their offense, which is run for 191 yards on the
Second and 8 to Amu. Can he? And it's incomplete, but there is a penalty.
Cam Smith has been flagged a couple of times today. They're on the coverage as he passes the first down. Well, they actually called it on Tyree Woods. So away from where the ball was being thrown.
Yeah, he was holding on the slot receiver. I couldn't catch his number right there, but kind of middle of your field, Tyree Woods, he as a whole, I think it was Tiki Cutie who was trying to run a crossing route. And Woods just grabbed him. You could see him kind of pull the back of his jersey, and that's where the flag came out.
First and 10. They hand it off to Smith. Smith gets past the 50, and he'll get at least about a gain of 4.
They're trying to use that same motion that I was just talking about earlier. This is what I love though when offenses do this, when they build on themselves and they use those same looks to influence the eyes of the defenders.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. You know, you're going to call college football this season, and I would continue to defend this team as looking at that as more continuity.
Second and 7. For DC to Amu, and he throws it off last second, and it's caught by Powell. We haven't heard his name since like the first quarter or early second quarter, so we haven't heard his name in a while. But to Amu, he slips the tackle from the big man and just gets it off.
That was a risky throw, but it paid off. It's at 8 yards and the first down. So they keep the chains moving and more quickly the clock moving.
First and 10. They in around. And he's still on his feet. He's still on his feet and he gets past the 10. All that DC has been doing on this drive is letting the clock run.
This satisfying mania moment is presented by Snickers. Snickers satisfies.
Welcome to the WrestleMania main event edition of the
As they hand it off to Valade. Can Valade find the edge? He's still on his feet and he'll get a loss of one. But what a play of last a play ago. 32 yards. Rushing game last week was 73. Tonight is 226. So now, currently, I think they're probably the number one rushing team in the UFL right now because of tonight. Ta'amu, he throws it a floater, and it's a caught inbounds. Did he get 1 feet in? The refs say incomplete, but they are gonna probably review it.
That's Trick Williams, who is riding the wave of popularity here in St. Louis from the top.
Did he get 1 foot down? Ooh, that was close. That was close, but yeah, it's out of bounds. It looks like he got it, but no. 3rd and goal. The ball is fumbled, and does Columbus have it? And Ta'amu has it. Oh, Columbus kind of needed that, but they'll take it. But DC, they'll take it.
Upset from what happened last week when Sami Zayn was able to capture that title because of the role Trick Williams played. The interference went down. And now a chance to bring that on.
And kick is up, kick is away, and DC gets 3 points. Now the lead is 21 with 8:12 left, and this is the final 15. DC up by 21. Back after this. to the 30. Now Columbus, they need 3 touchdowns here in 8 minutes. They have 2 timeouts. They have the 4th and 12 option, and they have that one challenge as White gets the first down. With 8 minutes to go. Gain of 10.
Nobody else can move like that. I'll tell you right now. Melo's face just finds it so easy.
First and 10. They gave it to Wells Jr. Wells has a block. Wells gets the first down.
Just when Carmelo Hayes has so much momentum.
First and 10 from McClendon. Pass is tipped and almost intercepted by Kidd.
He is moving gingerly. It's one of those injuries that you hope over the next couple of minutes with a bit of movement, you can kind of block out the pain, get a bit of looseness back in there. But that is a major wrinkle in the plan of Carmelo Hayes now, who came here to win back his US title.
7 minutes left. 2nd and 10 for Gator McClendon. 3 seconds left on the play clock. McClendon passes to Wells Jr. and Wells gets a gain of 6. 3rd and 4. Need a touchdown now. McClendon throws it up for Kiki and it's incomplete. 4th down.
Against injured opponents, he's also had to battle long injuries against his opponents, so he knows full well just how debilitating this is. Sammy takes advantage again.
4th and 4.
When you have an injured opponent, you start to lighten up.
1 second left on the play clock. McClendon, he can run. He'll get the first down and more. Gain him about 16.
He's that close. Count 2 here. United States Championship, the rematch. Sammy defending.
McClendon, 1st and 10. Caught by White. White still on his feet. White gets out of bounds with 5:04 left in the game. Second and 4. Dang. Columbus kind of wish that they had that turnover, because if they did, then this would have been still a 2-possession game. And they could have gone for 3 and be down by 9 and get the onside kick back. Now they're down. Now it's a 3-possession game. This is a hard margin. 2nd and 4. 4:30 left. It's caught by Martin. Can Martin get to the end zone? Almost. He wanted that extra push.
WrestleMania is just 2 weeks away. The winner of this match, whoever holds that gold, United States Championship, will face Trick Williams at WrestleMania. And this is a severely hampered Carmelo Hayes who took a dive on the outside towards Sami Zayn. Although earlier in the match, it hasn't looked the same since clearly. confidence of a mischief to that knee.
Dirty Diana in play.
Well, you see, right on the
DC takes the timeout. The Aviators are driving. Can they try to see if they can make a game? We'll find out after this. The Aviators, 4:02 left in the game. McClendon, he throws, and it's almost intercepted for the second time. And that clock just keeps rolling.
Sammy comes in with a haluva while the ref was checking on Hayes.
They get the snap off. They blitz. And it's called for a touchdown. But there is a penalty down. But we're going to still do it. Touchdown. Aviators. Yep, and it was an offsides on the defense. And that is a touchdown for the Aviators. This is their fourth touchdown of the day. Yep. And now they are going to go for 3. Columbus is going to go for 3. And they still got the onside kick on the 4th and 12 opportunity. But Clinton, the pressure and the fumble. And the 3-point play is no good. Now DC is up by 15. Columbus, they'll most likely go for 4th and 12 after this. We'll find out if they can convert it or not. We'll be right back, almost to the 2-minute warning. Final 15. Find out. 12. So if DC gets the ball back, and if they do not score a touchdown and kick the field goal, because they will be in field goal range, it is still a 2-possession game because of the 3. Because you could go for 3 in the UFL. So this is still a 2-possession game. But they need this 4th and 12. 4th and 12. If they get the first down and keep the ball, McClendon, he's pressured, and he gets sacked. DC gets the ball back by Johnson.
Johnson and Derek Parrish got him high and low. You can see him looking to the side like he took a hard hit.
McClendon took a hard hit, but then again,
He's going to get chipped by the tight end.
he had 13 starts in 13 years, so he doesn't have enough experience to play in the pros. If he had experience, I think he would have played in the pros, but he doesn't have enough experience, so.
High low right there. McClendon had no chance. So they failed to keep the ball. DC's defense with another.
DC will get the ball back, which is why that they wanted to go for the 3 just in case if they didn't get it. They give it to Holiday. Holiday, he'll get at least a gain of 3 with 3:12 left.
They're going to take a look at Jalen McClendon. He's been under duress all night long. I mean, Brock, they've had to throw it 37 times. You know, they're going to look at the stats.
Ta'amu?
It's going to pop out to them. They've run the football for 163 yards, Columbus has, on 26 carries, 6 a pop.
The ball has moved up and down the field tonight about as much as we've ever seen in a spring game on the ground between 2 teams. I think there, Joel, the only thing you can do is try to move the ball.
Ta'amu. Gain of 2. Hands it to Holiday again. Who might get a loss of 2. And this will be the 2-minute warning. Yeah, will it be the 2-minute warning? Yes, they will, because the game clock is 5 seconds apart from the play clock. So this will be the 2-minute warning. And wait, actually, Ted Gunn uses his timeout, so with 2:15 left in the game, so this is not over. But if DC gets the first down, the game will most likely be put on ice.
You know, rushing the quarterback, creating turnovers, big hits, and talked about their speed. They've got speed up front at the defensive tackle position. They've got speed on the outside, great rush ends. Guys like Johnson, Derek Parrish, they've got after it tonight. And then those secondary players, they have been very good in coverage. Boydo has been good in coverage. Hearn has been really good in coverage. They've got DeAndre Baker back there. He's an all-UFL performer from a year ago. You know, tonight they've only allowed 100. Go ahead.
You know what they kind of remind me of, Joel? The Birmingham Stallions championship defenses we watched.
Yeah.
Where their 4 can rush, their front 4 can really rush and beat 5.
3rd and 10. Holiday's in the backfield.
Well, they look like the defending champions tonight.
They hand it off. Can he find a hole? He's still on his feet, and he will get down, but there is a penalty on the play. And it is a holding on the offense. And Columbus will accept the penalty instead of being a 4th down. So this is not the 2-minute warning yet but I think that Columbus wanted to accept it because the clock is stopped and that backs him up a little bit more. So this is not the 2-minute warning yet. In 10 seconds. Now, if they can get 20 yards, then the game will be over.
For sure. Jahari Branch, the right guard, he's going to be frustrated because it's the only time his name's been called. They've been dominant up front, but he's had an incredible game up front, right? I mean, they've run the football so well. That was such a phantom hold. Like, he fell down, the defender fell down, he didn't hold anybody. The flag comes out, he's like, really? This is twice tonight you disagreed with what he called. That was not even a disagreement. That was the worst call of the night. It's not a disagreement. I'm trying to.
Also, Columbus,
So that it'll be fourth.
they have actually declined it.
Which is the
Also, Columbus has actually declined it. So instead of a 3rd and 20, it'll be a 4th and 6. Yeah, which it is a smart move. But even though I would have just, but then again, either way for Columbus, if he would have accepted it, it would have been a 3rd and 20, and then the kick would have been kind of back, which maybe you could have been still down by 15. But this is a 2-minute warning. We'll be right here and right back after the short break. 2-minute warning from Columbus. Be right back. Down by 15. Two minutes to go in the game. Columbus, down by 15. And even though I would have just accepted the penalty because either way, the kicker would have had to kick after the 2-minute warning, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. Kick is up, kick is away, and it's good. DC is now extends their lead to still 2 possessions because you could go for 3 in the UFL. So DC, they're now up by 18. If this was the NFL, the game would be over. If this was the NFL, the game would be over. But this is the UFL, so it's still not over.
You didn't really have to show me. You told Mike, I'm not trying to say whether I liked her or not, but I wish you didn't show me.
Was that a phantom? I mean,
no, it's not a phantom because you actually see their hand gets on them, but if there was no contact, I would have said phantom. It was not a very strong call, I would agree. And then the enforcement got a little bit screwed up because obviously taking the down, you don't want to give an extra down. And by rule, the coach can change his mind until the ready for play for the next down is granted. So, but again, thanks for showing that to me.
Well, I tell you, I think you just made television history. That's about as much as a rules analyst will go against. That's right. I was into the corner. Mike is the best.
And Moore gets it. Can he get to the 30? He can. He will. He gets past the 30 almost, and he gets to the 35 with 1:48 to go in the game. And Columbus, they still have that one timeout and that one challenge. Here are the Week 1 players of the week. Austin Reed got the UFL record in passing yards. Jordan Mosley, 8 tackles and 1 interception from the Battlehawks. And Matt And Matt McCrane, first 4-point field goal in UFL history, 60 yards. And Matt McCrane is playing tonight because he's from the DC Defenders. So we got record breaking in the first 2 weeks. And now Jalen McClendon is officially done for tonight as their backup quarterback is in. And there's a penalty on the play, and it will most likely be a false start.
Yeah, I think just a great response, a championship response. That's what you would expect from the defending champions.
Yep, and it'll be 1st and 15. This is still a 2-possession game, so I wouldn't just run it. It's still a 2-possession game. So I want to just run it. Now, Jalen Morton, 10-13 record. He was at peer review PVAM. He started 23 games. His record, 13 losses, 10 wins. From 2016 to 2019. 1st and 15, and he'll get sacked by Johnson. Loss of 3, so it'll be now 2nd and 18. Jaden McClendon, 23 of 37, 157. I think for 8 rushes, 58 yards. 2nd and 18 for Morton. Morton slips a tackle, still on his feet. Can he throw? He throws deep, and it's intercepted by Taylor, and Taylor gets down. And game, set, match. As Morton. But what was Morton's vision? I think that Morton's vision was just, hey, throw it up. You still have a chance, even though it's an 8% chance, but still throw it up. But he didn't get the ball that far. And the defenders, the defending champions, get their first win of the 2026 UFL season.
And so the defenders will get their first victory of the season in bounce-back fashion. They played the first 2 games on the road. They'll have their home opener Saturday against the Houston Gamblers. DC tries to get on a little roll here to start the season. And if they keep performing like they did tonight, they're going to be hard to stop. And Joel, you know that Houston quarterback next week, so watch this game.
40 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
And that is it. If you look at the Aviators, they got Dallas in back-to-back weeks and Houston back-to-back weeks. So for the Aviators in 4 weeks, and it looks like that Columbus will be, and DC gets their first win bounce back for the 2026 season. 44-26. It was kind of a good game, but this game was fun, even though it was a 2-possession lead most of the game. Wow, what a game. As we will be right here and right back to wrap it up after this. And we are here, we are back. As the player of the game was Deion Jackson. 11 rushes, 101 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Broke the UFL in rushing touchdowns. As we hear the interview from Jordan Ta'amu.
In championships, 44 points, run the ball, elite defense. I mean, from your eyes, what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, our defense did a hell of a job. I mean, they did a great job last week. Our offense
Eight,
up and,
8 for 11, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, and 6 rushes for 21. So basically, the running game carried their offense. If they didn't have no running game, they might have won, but not by 44 points. I think that they might have won. Well, I really think by 26 to by 26 to 20 or something. But because of their running game, they won by 18, and their defense kept getting turnovers.
And so DC gets their first victory.
And DC gets their first win. They head back home. This has been the presentation of RJN Next Play Network Friday Night Lights between the DC Defenders and the Columbus Aviators. I am RJN Next Play Network. This was a wonderful game. DC 44, Columbus 26. Good night, everybody. Hit it, Big Mike.